Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Profit markup and profit margin is an area where most of the students are finding difficult. Using 6 questions, I will give you a comprehensive knowledge of how to calculate the profit markup, of how to calculate the profit margin, and what is this profit markup and what is this profit margin. So let's get into the first question. In this question, I have given the selling price, I have given the cost. So what I am asking you to calculate the profit markup. The profit markup calculation is very simple. I will give you the formula. Profit markup is equals profits divided by this is the important thing in the profit markup. Profit should be divided from the cost. So in this question, to calculate the profit markup, we don't have the profits. So let's calculate the profits. So how to calculate the profits? Profits equals the selling price minus the cost. The selling price is how much? $1,000. The cost per unit is $800. So profit per unit is how much? $200. So here profit is 200 divided by the cost is how much? 800. Then 200 divided by 800, I am getting an answer of 0.25. So 0.25 as a percentage, how much is that? You have to multiply this number from 100. So it is how much? 25%. So in this question, how much is your profit markup? 25%. So how did we calculate the profit markup? Very simple. When it's come to the markup, profit should be divided from the cost. Now let's see how to calculate the profit margin. In this question, I have given the selling price, I have given the cost. Here I am asking you to calculate the profit margin. So how to calculate the profit margin? Very simple. Profit margin is equals profit divided from the selling price. Profit divided from the selling price. So here in this question also we don't have the profits. So we'll calculate the profits. Profits equals selling price minus the cost. So selling price is $1,000. Cost is $800. Then profits are how much? $200. Then here profit is 200. So when it's come to the profit margin method, your profit should get divided from what? It should be divided from the selling price. So your selling price is how much? 1000. Then here I am getting an answer of 0.2. So if you want to convert this into a percentage, multiply it by 100. So what's the answer that you are getting? It is 20%. So first thing that you have to remember, what's the difference between profit markup and profit margin? When you are calculating the profit markup, profit should be divided from the cost. That is for markup. When you are calculating the profit margin, profit should be divided from the selling price. Now let's do the question number 3. In this question, I have given you the cost. I have given you the profit markup. I am asking you to calculate the selling price. Sometimes you can come across with these kind of questions as well. They will give the cost, they will give the markup percentage, they will ask you to calculate the selling price. So we learn how to calculate your profits. Your profits are equals your selling price minus the cost. So if you want to find the selling price, what you have to understand, if you take this cost to other side, profit plus cost is equal to selling price. So this is very important thing. So cost plus profits are equal to selling price. Now in this question they have given profit markup is 25%. So there are two methods to calculate the final answer. I will first tell you what's the method most of the students have got used to. So in this question the cost is how much? $800. For that one you will calculate the 25% profit. So here you are getting a profit of 200. So what you will do? Okay, your cost is 800. your profit is 200, then you will determine your selling price as how much? 1000. This is how most of the students are doing the calculation. But this is a very good way actually to do the calculation. I would say rather than doing like this, there is another way that you can follow in order to get the answer. If you follow the method that I am telling right now, you will not get confused when it's come to the markup or margin. Because if you use this method for the margin, you will get confused. So what I am telling, don't use this method. The method that I am going to show you right now, use that method. Then you will be able to get the answers for any markup or margin question. So in this question, what they have given, they are asking us to calculate the selling price under the markup method. There are two things that you have to remember when it's come to the markup method. Assume always your cost as 100x. Assume your cost as 100x. And next one that you have to remember, always profits will be calculated for the cost. Always profits will be calculated for the cost. That means profits are equals cost into the percentage. So let me show you this one from this particular example. Here see, I have given you the profit markup formula. So if you want to find the profits, what you will do? You will take this cost to other side. So your profit markup percentage, if you take this cost to other side, it will become a multiplication into cost is equal to profits. So what you have to understand under the markup method, how to calculate your profits under the markup method. Again, I am repeating the word for you to understand it in a better way. Under the markup method, how to calculate your profits, profit markup percentage into the cost, if not the cost into the profit markup percentage. So that is how you want to calculate under the markup method. So profits equals under the markup method cost into profit markup percentage. So don't forget, this is very important thing. So same thing I am telling here. First thing that you have to remember, when you are using the markup method, always assume your cost as 100x. So I am asking you a question. If your cost is 100x, if your profit percentage is 25%, how much should be your profits? So here see your profits, how to calculate your cost into the percentage 100x into 25%. So how much is your profit is going to be 25x. So how much is the selling price that you will get? 125x. So this is a very simple method that you have to get the answers. Now let's calculate the selling price of this question, but we can't calculate the selling price because they have given only the cost. So using the cost only, I am going to calculate the selling price. Pay attention everyone. So the 100x is equal to how much? $800. I have the cost now. Cost is $800. That means 100x is $800. So if that is the case, I want to find out how much is 125x. So $800 is 100x. So if I divide by 100x, I will get the value of 1x. Likewise, how many x I have to find? 125x. I want to find 125x. So here how much is the answer that I am getting? If I do the multiplication, I am getting an answer of $1,000. So look at here, using this method also I got an answer of 1000. Using this method also I got an answer of 1000. This method is actually not easy. You have to practice questions, then only you will get this method. So when it comes to the profit markup, as I said you, what's the first thing that you have to remember? Assume your cost as 100x and the profits will be calculated cost into the profit percentage. So let's get into the next question. In this question, I am asking you to calculate the profit margin based. I am asking you to calculate the selling price using the profit margin. So we learn your cost plus profit is equal to the selling price. Under margin method, what you have to remember is very important. Assume the 100x is your selling price, and the profit will be calculated under the margin method. The profits are calculated based on the selling price. That means selling price into the profit percentage. So let me explain to you that one using this particular formula that we used over here. So here profit margin percentage equals profits divided from the selling price. No? So your profit margin percentage, if you take the selling price other side, it will become a multiplication, is equal to the profits. So under the margin method, how you can calculate the profits? Selling price into the profit percentage. So under the margin method, how to calculate the profits? Selling price into the profit margin percentage. So very simple thing that you have to remember when it comes to the differences between markup and margin. Under the markup, profit will be calculated cost into the percentage. Don't forget, very important thing I am telling. Under markup method, profit will be calculated cost into the percentage. Under the margin method, the profit will be calculated selling price into the percentage. So keep these important points in your mind. If you are feeling like you will forget, then write it down somewhere. So let's go to this particular question. So under this question, I am asking you to calculate the selling price. So first what you have to do, assume your selling price as 100x. Then if your selling price is 100x, how much should be your profits? Let's calculate that. So how to calculate the profits under margin? Selling price into the percentage. That means 100x into the percentage which is 20%. Then here you are getting a profit of how much? 20x. So if your selling price is 100, if your profit is 20x, how much should be your cost? Cost should be 80x. Now here in this question you have the cost, right? How much is that? 800. That means you know 800x is equal to $800. If that is the case, how much is the 100x? That's what I want to calculate. So 800 divided by 80x, because 80x is equal to 800. You will get the value of 1x. Likewise, how many x I want to find? I want to find 100x. So what's the value that I am getting here? I am getting a value of $1,000. So if this is the case, my profits I can calculate by doing a reverse calculation. It will be 200. So when it's come to the margin, what's the important thing that you have to remember? Assume the selling price is 100x and the profits will be calculated. The profit percentage is applicable for the selling price. Under the markup method, the profit percentage is applicable for the cost. So this method is not easy, but if you get used to this method, I can ensure you will be able to get the correct answers for any kind of difficult question. That's why I said you don't get used to this method, because if you get used to this method, sometimes you can get wrong answers when it's come to the margin method. So get used to the method that I taught here. You will be able to get the correct answers for any kind of difficult question. Now let's do one more question here. Calculate the selling price. I am asking, the cost is provided. If the profit markup is 20%, what will be the selling price? If the profit margin is 20%, what will be the selling price? Now you have to pay attention. If you pay attention and if you listen this video and if you watch this video with the focus, you will be able to get this one perfectly. So let me calculate if the profit markup is 20%. How to calculate it? So under markup method, I said you, first thing that we have to do, we have to assume our cost as 100. Assume our cost as 100x. And here they have given the percentage, profit markup percentage is 20%. If it is 20%, how much will be the selling price? So let's calculate. Cost plus profits are equal to selling price. So I have to assume my cost as 100x. So if my cost is 100, if the markup percentage is 20, my profit should be how much? 20x. Then how much should be my selling price? 120x. Here they have given the cost of the product. How much is that? $1,600. So I know the value of this 100x. 100x is how much? 1,600. So if that is the case, how much is 120x? Now game is very simple. 1,600 is equal to 100x. If you divide by 100x, you will get the value of 1x. Likewise, how much is 120x? So let me do the calculation here. 1,600 divided by 100 into 120. I am getting a value of 1,920. So here selling price is how much? 1,920. If you want, you can calculate the profits by doing a reverse calculation. So here according to the markup method, your selling price is how much? 1,920. 1920. Now let's see according to the margin method, what will be the selling price if the margin is 20%. So I will do it here under the margin. So under margin method, what did I tell you? You have to assume your selling price as 100x. So don't forget it. Very important. Cost plus profit is equal to selling price. Assume your selling price as 100x. So if your selling price is 100, if your margin is 20%, we learn under the margin method, the profit will be calculated based on the selling price. So if the selling price is 100, then profit should be how much? If it is 20%, profit should be 20x. Then do a reverse calculation and find out how much should be your cost. Then cost should be 80x. So in this question, cost of the product is given, it is 1,600. So I know the value of this 80x, 1,600. So if that's the case, how much is the 100x? So 1,600 divided by 80 into 100, because 1,600 is the value of 80x. Then what's the value of 100x? Let's calculate it. 1,600 divided by 80 into 100. I am getting a value of $2,000. So according to the margin method, my selling price is how much? It is $2,000. So this is how you want to do this kind of calculation. So let's do one more calculation for you all to get a very good understanding of this part. Once you are done with the next question, I am pretty sure you will be perfectly okay with the markup and margin. So here in this question, I have given you the selling price. How much is that? 2,000. And the profit markup is given 25%. And the profit margin is given 25%. So I want to calculate the cost. I want to calculate the cost of the product. So let's do the calculation using the markup method. Now everyone should follow the steps with me. So under the markup method, what I have to do first, I should assume my cost as 100x. Okay, no? So cost plus profits are equal to selling price. So assume my cost as 100x. If the percentage is 25%, if it is 25%, always under markup method, the profit will be calculated based on the cost. So if this is 100x, the profit should be how much? 25x. Then my selling price should be how much? 125x. Now in this question, what they have given? They have given the selling price. So I know the value of 125x. How much is that? Selling price is $2,000. So if that is the case, how much is 100x? That's what I want to calculate now. So 2000 divided by 125x will give me the value for 1x. Likewise, I want to find how much is the 100x. So let me do the calculation. 2000 divided by 125 into 100. So I am getting a cost of how much? $1,600. So according to the markup method, the cost is how much? $1,600. Now you can see how easy this technique is. If you follow the steps, you will not get the wrong answers. So let's see, according to the margin method, what will be my answer? When it comes to the margin method, what did I tell you? First thing that you have to remember, your selling price should be 100x. Make that assumption. Then cost plus profit is equal to selling price. So selling price is 100x. Under margin method, profit will be calculated based on the selling price. So if the selling price is 100, if the percentage is 25, then the profit should be 25x. If profit is 25x, then your cost should be how much? Do a reverse calculation and find out. It should be 75x. Now in this question, they have given the profit margin. How much is that? 25%. 25%, and the selling price is given how much? $2,000. So I know the selling price, how much is that? $2,000. So 100x is $2,000. If that's the case, how much is the 75x? So $2,000 divided by 100x will get the value of 1x. Likewise, how much is 75x? That's what I want to find. So 2000 divided by 100 into 75, I am getting a value of $1,500. I am getting a value of $1,500. So according to the margin method, what's the cost of the product? It is $1,500. So this is how you want to do a calculation according to markup and margin. Then if I am giving you a small summary, what you have to remember, according to the markup method, always you should assume under the markup method, always you should assume cost as your 100x and the profit will be calculated cost into the percentage. Don't forget. Under the margin method, always you should assume selling price is 100x and your profit will be calculated selling price into the percentage. So this is how you want to do a markup and margin question. So I hope you got a comprehensive knowledge of how to do this calculation. So what I am recommending for you, until you get the way of doing the calculation, repeatedly watch the video. If you can do these 6 questions properly, you can get the correct answers for any kind of difficult question. So if you like my video, don't forget to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon as well. So if I post any future videos, you will be able to watch the videos and you will get the notification as well. Like this, I have done some accounting courses. So whatever the accounting courses that I have done, you can check in the description for Edexcel, Cambridge, ACCA, CIMA and certain other qualifications. I have done some accounting courses for very reasonable prices. So you can check all those accounting courses in the description. Then let's meet again with my next video.